Hi everyone, this video is on exercise 9J question 2. So we have the function y is equal to x times e to the x, and we are given the value of the x dt, and we want to find dy dt when x is equal to 2. So these types of questions are all about using the chain rule, and first of all, because it's very easy to get confused if you're new to this topic. So the very first thing that you should do to avoid confusion is simply write down what you want to find. So in this case, we want to find dy dt. So write that down. And always this quantity that we want to find, or sometimes it's just an equation, you can write that on the left hand side and then put everything on the right hand side, everything that you probably know or can calculate. So yeah, dy dt is unknown. So that's on the left hand side. Now, we have the xct, so now it's the time to write the known quantity in this case. So we know the xct, I will substitute that later. But for now, I don't want to substitute the numbers. Now, hopefully from the chain rule, you're familiar with the fact that there should be at least another fraction, so that after multiplication, we are going to get dy dt. So it's kind of like we just need to adjust this. So we can ask ourselves that we want to make some changes on the right hand side such that we are going to have dy on top and dt in denominator. So as you can see, we have dy on the left hand side, but the first term is dx. So we don't have dy on the right hand side. So let's just write that here because we want to eventually have dy dt on the right hand side too. Now the interesting thing here is that we have dt on the denominator, and it's actually on the denominator of the first fraction. So that means we have dt, so we don't need to write that again because it's going to be dt squared. But what we have here that we want to get rid of is dx, right? Because dy dt doesn't have dx. So dx goes to the denominator. And at this point, as you can see, when we want to simplify this dx will kind of be simplified with this dx, and we are going to be left with dy dt. And that's exactly what we want. Now, it's now the time for substituting the values and the things that we know. So dy dt is obviously the unknown. The x it is given to us, that's 5. Now, what about dy dx? So we don't have dy dx, but we can find that because we have the function y is equal to x times e to the x. So then that means dy dx is equal to, using the product rule to find this, so it's going to be we write down the first function and the derivative of the second function, e to the x differentiates to e to the x, plus then the derivative of the first function times the second function, which is just e to the x. But remember, we want to evaluate dy dt when x is equal to 2. So that means we also need to find dy dx when x is equal to 2. So when x equals 2, dy dx is equal to, so 2e to the power of 2 or squared plus e squared, which is simply 3 squared. And now that we know dy dx, then we substitute that here, which is going to be 3 squared. And finally dy dt is equal to 15 squared. So that's the value of dy dt when x is equal to. Okay, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.